Thank you, Abdulaziz Ismail, for the lovely report. And now we turn to our second guest. So, my dear viewers, as you know, in today's world, many parents, especially new parents, want the best for their children. But sometimes too much care can do more harm than good. Overparenting can limit a child's growth, independence, and of course, confidence. So today we're going to discuss this important topic with Dr. Maram Aldihani, occupational therapist, to understand how parents can find the right balance between love and letting go. So join me to welcome Dr. Maram Aldihani. Welcome to Good Morning Kuwait.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Well, it's a very important topic we need to tackle and discuss.
Exactly.
Because as a doctor and therapist, you see how parents, especially the new generation of parents, care for their children, spoil them too much. So as an occupational therapist, how do you define overparenting?
Simply, we can define it by over giving them, over rewarding them with gift. For example, give them treat, we give them gift, and we give them a lot of things. Not that we cannot compare it with the thing they do. For example, if they do a very simple thing, I will over reward them for that.
Yes.
So with time, it will create like a misunderstanding with the child brain. So for any simple things, he will understand I will be rewarded for a much bigger gift.
Yes.
And this is the problem here. So when we need, with time, when he grow up, so when he want to do more complex tasks, let's say, so he will wait for like a bigger and bigger reward. So we will reach a state we cannot even compete with this level of rewarding system.
In this stage, it's not the child's fault, it's the parent's fault.
Exactly.
We're not talking about the child here, because who made that kind of child?
Exactly. It's a problem from the parent side, yes, but the problem here is they didn't meant to do this problem, or they have a good intention with it, but because of lack of experience, they created this problem. So some parents, they want to overgive their child because in the past life, let's say when they're younger, they didn't receive this level like rewarding and something like that. So they want to overgive.
They call it the modern parenting.
Exactly. So here we have a problem. So some parent, when they, let's say new parents, when they have their first child, they want to adopt the new modern parenting ways and go very far away from the more traditional way. To be honest, modern parenting and traditional parenting, both of them have good advantage. We can use them for good advice for parents in general. So trying to pick the best strategy that go good with your family, with your nuclear family, that will be best efficient way to raise your child in a more balanced way.
Exactly.
But making your parenting style more, let's say, fixed and more, let's say,
they treat their children that they like their peers, that like adults. They are children. They're not adults.
They do that, but sometimes we need to respect their age, for example, for the child age. So we need to give the opportunity that match the child age and developmental milestone. For example, a lot of parents, let's say new parent, they over communicate with their children. They over, explaining, over, give them a lot of like big, let's say, labels and big word just to try to explain and just to communicate with them.
So it's just like a pattern.
Exactly, it's a pattern basically. So with this kind of pattern, the child will grow up with not like a good, healthy understanding and concept that will help him to communicate with others. Sometimes when they do over-parenting, they will over-communicate with their children. Not over directly communicating with the child, but they communicate with others. For example, if the child have a problem with their friend in the school or with other parents, with other adults, so the parent will step up and communicate on behalf of this child. This kind of over-parenting, over-expressing, over-communicate on the child's behalf, it will create like a big gap between this child's skills and his age. So with time, he will not understand how to communicate with others because he knows someone else will step in and communicate on my behalf. This person will understand what's good for me, will understand what word to choose, and how to relay the message in a more efficient way. This kind of over-communicating, that will create, let's say, more problem with the child.
So it's going to teach them to be co-dependent?
Exactly. And this is the most common problem I see in my center. So a lot of children come and they think they are dependent because they are a little bit, let's say, we overgive them, they become dependent after time.
Yes.
No, the problem was here because you didn't give them enough opportunity, enough chances to experience this task and how to do this task. That's why the child become more dependent. So by avoiding giving this child a challenge or task and to become more problem solving
or creative
or trying to depend on yourself to finish this simple task, no worries if you cannot finish it. We can like guide you, we can give you like a lot of guidance, but sometimes they over guide, they took away here the benefit from this task.
Well, again we go, it's the parents' fault, not the child.
Yes, but let's be more fair here. So when the parent do it, some parents, when they do it because they think it's good for their child, not because they're having bad. Exactly.
Yeah, they're joyful and they want to protect.
Yeah, and this leads us to the second problem. It's overprotecting.
Yes.
So we have overparenting and we have overprotection. So here we're creating like a big shield around the child or big bubble that will burst after time, and only the child will suffer after that. But here we have a problem with this kind of parent because they think if I avoid this kind of challenge and this kind of problem, and I will be the fence that protects my child from any challenge.
Dr. Maram, I would like to continue our discussion, but we need to take a break and then we're going to continue. So stay tuned, my dear viewers. Welcome back, dear viewers, with Dr. Maram Aldihani, occupational therapist. We're going to continue our discussion regarding overparenting, overprotection from parents to their children. So we stopped at the difference between overparenting and overprotection. So we see it on daily basis.
Yeah, we see it, and it's become very extreme. So either they overparent or overprotect. So for overparenting, that we mean here, the parents will over-communicate. They will communicate on behalf of the child. They over-explain, over-guide, and such as. And on the other hand, for overprotection, we mean here that the parent will create a big shield around this child, or let's say a big bubble to protect this child, so nothing can cross without they giving the okay sign. So here, for this child, with time, he will grow up and he will go from milestone to another, but without giving enough experience. And we can explain it with he not getting like enough experience with daily life, activity of daily living. So the parent will do everything on behalf of this child. For example,
will grow up to be spoiled and lazy and
not spoiled.
Words on national television, but they are not living their lives like we used to.
Exactly. You like stealing this experience from them. So over time, this child will grow up without any basic experience that will help him to become more resilient and more dependent and self-efficient. So he will always look for something to become his speaker, or something. Someone who will become his problem solving, or who will relay all the problem solving and decision making process to someone else. So that with time, it will destroy your child, not give him the good intention that you meant it when you overprotect this child. And this big bubble that you created as a parent, it will burst eventually. But when and how and how much it will affect this child when it's burst, we can predict how much damage it will create.
We know the damage.
Yes, and how bad the damage will be on his mental health, on his psychological
and socially.
Exactly.
So that bubble will not only affect the child, but we have the parents, the society surrounding, strangers, anyone who's around
this child. Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. So based on your experience, Dr. Maram, do you see that there is parenting and overprotection with boys or girls on this scale?
Technically, nowadays you see them with both, but the most suffering group is the boys. Because sometimes we have, sometimes we have little bit bigger expectation for the boys more than the girls.
Yes.
Because with time we have, you need to be stronger, you need, the way you talk, you need to be more clear, you need to relay your message. Exactly, speak up, don't fight back. But without giving this child tools and techniques to understand how to function in the society, this is the disaster. So with girls, we need to be more parent, usually they become more protective
Yes.
and more
This is genetic. This is genetic with girls.
But with time, the boys will suffer more because due to the high expectation. So we always advise parents to have more real expectation of the child. We know children, we know in the same family, they have different and variety in the expectation because they have different skills, different, let's say,
personality,
personality,
characters.
everything. So it varies between the same family. So you cannot compare your child with all his classmates.
Exactly.
So we need to have real expectations so we don't damage this child and we overprotect him or over parent them.
Well, that's amazing. But for parents,
Exactly.
based on your experience, how can parents balance love and care while still encouraging independence and responsibility in their children? Growing up, my mother told me how to take care of the house. Yet we were spoiled. We didn't travel that much, but as an adult now, I know how to take care of a house.
You
I
know how good this advice was to you now as a person, as
Yes.
adult. Yes, here we have. So it's a very nice question. I love this question because a lot of parents, they ask us about this question, but they are a little bit scared to take this step and do it. Or they don't know how to do it on a good way, so they can get all the benefit from this strategy. So basically, we always recommend give them opportunity. As long as you give them a lot of opportunity, a healthy challenge that match their age and their skill, you will see a good benefit on the end of the way. For example, if I have, let's say, a boy who have like very low social skill, let's say, so when I give him like very simple, let's say challenge. Okay, say whenever we come across another person, just say hi. If we enter another place, just say hi. I will reward you for each hi you do.
Yes.
Then after a while, we can grade up this challenge to say hi and ask for one instruction.
Yes.
Ask why, say hi, ask why, and ask how to do it.
Yes.
Okay, so with time, he will get, let's say, more confidence by himself. He will start to depend on himself, and that will improve his cognitive skill.
Exactly.
As you mentioned back on the day when your mom tried to get more responsibility on you, as adult, you see that benefit on your life now. I can make my own decision. I can go the full day by myself. I can do every single task without any help from outside. And when the child have, like, say, no opportunities, no challenge, no, let's say, more good challenge that give him the chance to experience, they have feedback.
Yes, they experience life on daily challenges that are like routine and patterns. They didn't experience.
They don't know why and how they do it.
Yes.
This is their problem. So it's not about routine more than how I do that thing, or why I do need to follow this kind of steps, so to find it. So that will help them to give them more problem solving, more, let's say, good attention skills, good memory, and following instructions.
Yes. Okay. Now I have an interesting question.
Yeah.
What signs indicate that a child is becoming overly dependent on their parents?
It's very easy sign to notice. So number one, separation anxiety. Whenever we separate this child from his parents, we will see a lot of emotions. So screaming, crying, a lot of shouting, because they don't know how to function by themselves. Yeah, that way they have this kind of fear. If I'm coming by myself, I don't know how to talk, I don't know how to take care of myself, so I need my caregiver.
We know it's a natural sign. Children are afraid as genetically, even adults, but if you keep them, also take them to kindergarten or to the school, they will become extremely emotional.
Yes, but with time, if I give this child, let's say, introductions before the end of before the beginning of September, let's say. So I will take you to your grandma's house and we'll leave you for 2 hours and come back. So I'm coming back, this is my phone, everything, this is a very, very safe environment. You have everything around you, your food, your toys, everything here. So with time, the child will get used to this separation. But on the other story, if I'm over protecting this child and he's always next to me for every single task on the day. So when I shock him in September, okay, you will go to this house or this building by yourself and you will stay with a stranger for 5 hours.
Trauma.
Exactly. So you're creating trauma from nothing.
Exactly.
So by giving introduction to this child, or for example, very simple steps of like challenges, he will try to predict. So he will have protecting what's happening next.
Yes.
My parent will come back, even if it takes longer time, they will come back, but this is the idea of
This is the idea.
Yeah.
They should understand that this is going to be for the rest of your life.
Exactly. So giving the child opportunity, giving the child, sorry, for your question was the red flag. So they will be scared if they separate from their parent or caregiver. They will be withdrawal from a lot of social interaction situation because they don't know how to function independently. They don't know how to communicate. Another thing, they will be more dependent, and also their decision-making process will be destroyed because they don't know how to see their option and how to filter this option and how
to evaluate and
exactly and decide what the best option for me for this task or for this situation.
Well, Dr. Maram Aldihani, I would like to continue talking about this interesting topic because there are different angles and points we couldn't cover. Unfortunately, we ran out of time. Once again, thank you for joining us on Good Morning Kuwait, and hope to have you again because we need to discuss parenting, because from what we see, it's
a different word.
It's a different
word. Different generation also.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, my dear, and hope to see you again.
Inshallah.
Also, my dear viewers, we have a report, but before we take the report, so imagine yourself. Thank you for the editor for this amazing drama that she will left me with. Imagine you are in an island where humans are forbidden to step foot because it's ruled by thousands of deadly snakes. So, it's real, a mysterious place off a coast of Brazil known as Snake Island, one of the most dangerous spots on Earth. What makes this island so terrifying and special, and why it's no one allowed to visit? This is what we're going to know in this following report, so stay tuned.